first actually is the issue about the judgment of a Court High Court. One, it was never discussed in council. Two, I think the Attorney General will be in a better position to actually, respond to that court order, and I mean that court judgment, and what the federal government intends to do about that order. The other question I think has to do with you want to know what is the status of the conversation between us and the Twitter company. I want to say that the end for an amicable solution is very much in sight. We quite appreciate the anxiety of Nigerians who have been worried that 2 months after the suspension, we have not been able to finalize talks. But I just want to assure you that we have made tremendous progress. And when I say tremendous, really tremendous. We've engaged Twitter, both in writing. We've engaged Twitter. We set up a technical committee to engage Twitter. They set up their own committee too. They have met virtually, and they've exchanged correspondence about 3 times. And really, apart from dotting the I's and crossing the T's, we are actually almost there. And I want to say that the engagement has been extremely positive. It has been devoid of any acrimony. As a matter of fact, it's to the credit of Twitter that they admitted that they've never received any kind of informed or detailed or professional communication from any country as they receive from us, and they promised to, not only they promised that they were going to look into it, but we did actually we made very clear what we wanted from Twitter. Even though our report is not ready, even though we are still expecting more clarifications around some conversations with Twitter, I think I can share with you that some of the requirements, some of our conditions for reopening for Twitter operations to resume in Nigeria. And I'm glad that both the Honorable Minister of Works, just a member of the ministerial team, and Tolu, who also serves on the technical committee, they are both here. So if I'm wrong, they will correct me. I know that one of the conditions that we set was that Twitter must first, that in line with Nigeria's Companies and Allies Matters Act, that Twitter should establish legal presence in Nigeria, along with registration of Nigerian office with the Corporate Affairs Commission. And we think this is only fair, that if you want to do business in Nigeria, you must register first as a Nigerian company. And of course, for you to register in Nigeria, you must have an address. That's one of the conditions we gave Twitter. We asked that Twitter shall be mandated to employ a designated country representative. As of today, we are not aware of any Twitter representative in Nigeria. And we said that representative shall be a staff of Twitter, but it must be one that has access to the global management of Twitter, so that it will not, so that it can serve as a liaison between Nigeria and Twitter, so they're able to, the country representative should also have a physical office address to Nigeria, of course, with the head office in Abuja, and can also have, if they want, offices outside the capital. But we believe that it's important that Twitter should have a country representative who is high up enough in the Twitter, administration, that he can take directly complaints from Nigeria to Twitter. We also asked Twitter that Twitter, in addition to registering its Nigerian company, must also register with relevant regulatory authorities like NITDA, like NCC, like the Broadcasting Commission. Fourthly, we asked that Twitter will be mandated to retain a designated local agent to manage its engagement with federal government on operations in Nigeria. We also asked that Twitter should commit itself to working with the Federal Inland Revenue Service, on the tax liability, because we believe that if you make money from Nigeria, the law says you will pay taxes according to Nigerian laws. Of course, we also ask that they should immediately also start paying VAT and other, tax liabilities of any company registered in Nigeria. We also, the Nigerian government said that we proposed to Twitter that we should agree on a charter of online conduct for content management, so that this charter will guide both of us. They will agree on which content would be acceptable, which content will not be acceptable. So the two parties would, because we are very concerned about contents that are liable to, jeopardize the security, unity, and sovereignty of Nigeria. We believe that it's only fair in every country that this kind of is done. We also asked, that we will also agree on what is prohibited, publications, and when such are cited and they are brought to the attention of Twitter would remove or delete such a publication. We also asked that Twitter should provide information. We propose an ombudsman that will act, an independent ombudsman between both Twitter and Nigeria. And this ombudsman, independent ombudsman authority, who can report harmful accounts or suspected botnets or troll groups too, and then it will act accordingly. Then finally, we asked that Twitter should immediately establish a local compliance and grievance redress mechanism to be domiciled in Nigeria and to be, be staffed by persons who understand local context and our culture. So this is broadly what we have sent to Twitter. Twitter has responded, but there are a few areas that both parties are yet to agree on. And I think Tolu, probably the last communication was on the 10th. The last communication from Twitter was, I think, on Friday, right? Yes. So we're very much in touch with Twitter on this matter. And I must say that they've shown a lot of flexibility also. As opposed to what is being reported, the conversation has not been acrimonious at all. And I think we're encouraged that just recently, today, I know that Twitter India says that Twitter has now complied with all its demands. So we are very hopeful to that Twitter will also comply and oblige and comply with all our demands. But I must say that it's a matter of days rather than weeks. Hopefully, right? I hope in a few weeks' time or a few days' time, we should be able to reach an agreement with Twitter. There are many. I think we just have about three areas really where we have disagreement, and even those areas, not really disagreement. It's more about when will they do it. For instance, look at the issue of office. Well, they are saying that probably it will be between 2022 that we can have an office in Nigeria. Those are the small gray areas that we are working on. But until and when we get the full reaction of Twitter, it discussed also at the committee level, and we also inform government. We will not be in a position to give you the full, outcome. But that will be very soon, I can assure you.
Thanks for checking out SYMFONI on YouTube. Please be sure to subscribe and like our videos for updates.